Good morning, everyone. I know it's been a while, but welcome to my first video blog from Rocky. This has been a long time coming, and I'm sorry it took me so long. Someone recently asked me what the best and worst parts of living on the road were. The best parts for sure are the freedom and simplicity, and I wouldn't trade what I've found there for the world. The freedom of not being tied down and being able to choose the work I do is amazing. Simplifying my life has changed my brain in so many ways. I now focus on the things that are more important to me in life, and I focus on developing me as a person. But there's a lot of really hard things about living on the road that I didn't expect. I thought that with all the freedom I was going to have, I was going to have a lot of free time too, and man, was I wrong there. I find I am so busy just trying to make a living that it's hard for me to get to the fun parts of it, like making these video blogs. So I am really sorry that I haven't been getting to this. But don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. You're stuck with me. Whew. Okay, now that my apologies out of the way, let me tell you what I've been up to since my last video blog. If you remember with my last video blog, I left you in a little bit of a funk in Texas. After I left there, I went to a really great tiny trailer rally. It was in Tyler State Park, and it was hosted by a Facebook group that I joined when I first got my teardrop. If any of you own a tiny trailer or camper, I definitely recommend finding a Facebook group or a rally to go to because you get to meet so many cool people. After I left the rally, I headed up to a place I had never been before, the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. I really didn't know what to expect from the Smoky Mountains. I had heard that last year they had had a pretty bad wildfire and I wasn't sure how it had recovered. All I knew is that everybody kept telling me how beautiful it was. When I arrived, I was not disappointed. The Smoky Mountains has over 1,500 kinds of plant species, so if you're into flowers, this is the place to go. I co-led a photography workshop there hosted by the camera store F32 out of Knoxville, Tennessee. I taught it with my friend Brett Wells. I had so much fun teaching the students. While Brett focused on showing them how to shoot the flowers, I got to teach them how to shoot my favorite subject, waterfalls. It was pretty much a dream spot for me to shoot waterfalls. After my Smoky Mountain workshop, I had about a week before I had to get to North Carolina to go to a tiny house festival. So what to do with a week around Tennessee? Go to the Bourbon Trail in Kentucky. Of course. I pretty much have the best dad ever, and when I asked him to come out to Kentucky to go on the Bourbon Trail with me, of course he flew out to Louisville. We had the best 3 days touring distilleries on the Bourbon Trail and going all around Louisville. I have a feeling there's going to be a pretty fun video blog coming up just about that pretty soon. After Kentucky, I went to North Carolina to photograph a tiny house festival. If you guys have never been to a tiny house festival, look one up in your area. It's one thing to Google tiny houses and look at pictures of them, but it's a whole other experience to go in them and see how people are living. And finally, after the North Carolina festival was over, it was time for me to take a long-awaited trip to Sugar Creek, Ohio, where the nüCamp factory is. If you remember, a few weeks ago, I put in an order for a Tab Outback and I sold Phoenix. So I took a special trip up to Ohio to make the exchange in person. I said goodbye to Phoenix and I picked up Rocky. While I was there, not only did I pick up my new little home, but they gave me free reign of the factory to walk around and take video so I could create video tours, not only of the factory, but also of some of their new 2018 models. Driving up to the factory is always a pleasant surprise. It's in the heart of Amish country and it is just surrounded by beautiful farmland. It would be perfect to say campin', which is just what I'm going to do the last week of July. They're going to host an event called üCamp. Anybody who owns anything made by Pleasant Valley or nüCamp, this is the place to be. I'll put the link to sign up in my blog and I hope to see you there. But finally it was time to say goodbye to Ohio, the wonderful people at nüCamp, and of course, my beautiful Phoenix. Phoenix has gone to somebody who I think is going to have some grand adventures in her. After a really great tour in the East, it was time to get back to the place that I just can't seem to escape, Texas. This time I went to a rally hosted by Princess Craft in Austin, Texas. Twice a year they host a rally called the Texas Tiny Trailer Rally. I can't tell you how many friends on the road I have because of going to these rallies. We played games, we ate lots of good food, we had a painting class, and my favorite, we even had live music for a two-stepping night. And finally, I got to head the direction I love the most, west. I am teaching a photography workshop in one of my favorite places that is not up in the mountains, Big Bend National Park. I teach a photo workshop here twice a year, May and October. There's something about West Texas that just isn't like the rest of the state. Yes, it's hot and it's desolate and I'm in the middle of a desert, but there is a beauty in the desert that you just can't find anywhere else. I can't deny it. West Texas has the desert beauty. So that catches you up to where I am now, and unfortunately, I don't think I have a very good excuse for why I haven't been doing my videos. All I can say is that every joy in life comes from hard work. A lot of people think I'm on permanent vacation, kind of gallivanting around the country, just having a great time, which I am, but it comes with a lot of hard work. I probably work more now that I work for myself than I ever did for any company, but I'm okay with that because it's what I love to do and it's growing me as a person. So one of my goals is to stay on top of my videos and my photography and put more out there, because sharing my photography is what makes me happy. Knowing that I can bring a smile to somebody else's face from something I did, it warms my heart to no end. I want you guys to come along with me, and I have so many adventures to share. So stick with me, and I promise I'll get better. Love and light.